actually like just stopping the stream. I don't know why it's doing that. This is now I can't even know how many times it's doing that. We're on part 3. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Don't have the foggiest, don't understand why it's doing it. I'm going to begin to try to understand why it's doing it. But it's doing it. This is now the 3rd time I've done it. But I want to be here when we end this because I'd like to have you all see it. I'm really done with the blanket, but I don't know why it keeps. Don't have the foggiest why it keeps doing what it's doing. Keeps ending the stream, and then I go back into it, and sometimes I can get it where it's actually like seeing it. Other times I'm not. I don't understand what it's doing. Don't have the foggiest of why it's doing that. Just goes away. And this is now the 5th time within the time that it's been doing it. I don't understand why. But I don't want to end without saying our tagline, and I want to be here when we finish this blanket. So I don't understand why it's doing that. It's crazy. It is crazy. Because we are like on the home front, and then I'm going to end this, and I need to check the Bible verses. Make sure that we're absolutely done with. I've got those all right, the covers for them. Tell us I'm live on 2 different things. It's nuts. And I can't get back into the old one. Maybe it'll send out different notifications. I don't know anymore. I don't know, but we're done, and I want to get done, and then I want to go get the stuff started recording on the computer, work on Christina's calendar. And it's like there's no weather that would stop it either. That's the crazy thing about it. I'm just making sure I'm doing 3. Because if not, I gotta go back. I don't want to go back at this point. I want to get done. I want to get dinner with the blanket. I don't think I even hit anything on the last one because I was just so absolutely frustrated with YouTube right now. Literally frustrated. Well, that ended. It's the first one ended finally. We can get that back on public now. We're going to put this one on unlisted. since it wants to have me 3 different places all of a sudden. That's why I have to download the thumbnail, because if I don't, see how long before it goes poof and you can disappear me. Oh, it's like the app's crashing or something's happening. YouTube, let me get through with this before you say goodbye. And then I'm going to say goodbye for the night. Because as soon as we get done with this row, then we just have one across. And I will do the border off because it's too much. That one I kind of have to focus on a little bit more. This is pretty easy for me to kind of go through without me having to think about it. But the other one's kind of, I gotta watch what I'm doing a little bit more. So oops, come on. And I'm going to count on the way back, because if I don't count on the way back, then make sure that I haven't missed a stitch. And I did the last time I was on here, I did kind of end some ends, so I won't have too many ends to end with. That's my least favorite part of this whole. The whole job is to certainly have the ending part. I hate having to do that. I think I feel like may have some cream of wheat. I really enjoy cream of wheat, especially when it's cold out. My husband's family also, his aunt makes the hot chocolate sticks. I may have a cup of hot chocolate because my mom said there's no tea, so there's a good excuse to have hot chocolate. Maybe I'll have hot chocolate before I do anything else after this. I doubt it's going to send out any notifications because it did it. You did it twice and then you decided to end on me, YouTube. See, I could sit here for hours just doing this. Get lost in Christmas movies and just sit for hours without anything, thinking of anything. It's just I'm dealing with a bad pain day. This is where my place is. And it's not trying to not move around. I do move around. It's just depending on my day. This gets, and I can crochet. I can't write for anything because my hands won't allow me, but I can crochet with hours and I don't get, I mean, a lot of crocheters, like, they'll get fatigue, and I don't seem to get that. I don't get fatigue. Now, there are days where I can tell I need a break, but I also find out if I don't crochet somewhere in the day, that if I don't crochet for 2 or 3 days and I have Christmas projects I need to work on or a church, so that's something else we could do together. Find out if I don't crochet, then I get, when I go back to crochet, it's kind of like my hands are like, what are you doing? I haven't done this for a couple days and you want me to do what again? I forget. I did fourth. I did four. I knew it. You can tell. Okay, this is the last row. A bobble stitches. Yay, 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 yay. I'm at the last. I'm getting so excited. I get excited when I get done with a project. And I would know if I got down to the end row, just so people know, like here, this is the last stitch. If I didn't end with a bobble and then a single crochet, I know somewhere I've messed up. But because I ended that way, I know I didn't make a mistake. Now I'm gonna get ready for that, or get that video ready for the Dog the Bounty Hunter giveaway hat. We're gonna do that next week. It's gonna be a video. It's not gonna be a very long video. It'll be for US only. It'll be that plus 2 of our soap caddies, and we'll be giving the hat away. And I'll be getting that video ready. And Faith and Tackle was the one that gave the hat, so we're going to do that next week. We're going to run that through until June 2nd. And like I did with Fall Fest, I won't be commenting on any of the video because I don't want to do it, but we'll do the hat giveaway. I think what we're going to do is do the hat giveaway. We'll do 2 soap caddies and a $10 gift card to Hobby Lobby. A little bit of kind of everything thrown in there. That'll be my contribution is the soap caddies and the $10 gift card to Hobby Lobby. So, because I realized you can't do a $5 gift card. So, and we'll do the drawing on January 2nd. We'll pick the winner, so that way it'll run from next week, and I'll put it out on Monday, and we'll run it. So, and you'll have a special word to enter, so you'll have to watch the entire video in order to enter it. So it'll be like the others. I gotta put the video together, and I'll be putting out the one for can't remember what it is. The frost guards. I'm gonna put that video out so you guys can see. You guys live in snow, you should think about getting the frost guards because they make getting the snow off so easy. So, especially if you have someone, elderly, if you have someone in your family that is disabled, they make great holiday gifts. So I've got the video, I just got to voice over it a little bit. I tried to do the voices while I was doing it, but it needs to be voiceover. I ended up calling like the side mirrors, wind mirrors, I don't, or something. I didn't use side windows, or I used side windows instead of side mirrors. I was out there, I wasn't thinking right. Josh was like, those are side mirrors. Window, yeah, side mirrors, not side windows. I'm like, well, still what it is. All right, we're on the home stretch, guys. On the home stretch. We started, well, we didn't totally start this blanket together because I had to finish it because of the count. I didn't want to be off on the count, but and then I'm going to make sure the Bible verses fronts are all what they're supposed to be, and I'm going to make sure that's done. Don't need to make a correction on that before I lose the ability to do that. And then I'm going to go record. I don't know where I put my snowman from last year. Hopefully I can find it. I gotta put the mascot up. I've got the disco balls, but they may not get up. But at least if I put the snowman, there'll be some kind of Christmassy something or other. If not, I've got wonderful or was it? What was it? It was garland from the person who did my swap partner. And so I will get that and put that around temporarily till I find what I did with the Blessed to Crochet snowman mascot. But first, I'm going to go get myself a cup of hot chocolate. We're on the home stretch. On the home stretch. And I said I wasn't going to crochet all day today. Should know myself better. I'm only going to crochet for 2 hours this morning when I was trying to wake up. And I'm like, yeah. Then I realized I was so close to getting this blanket done. I'm like, I just want to get it done. I'm ready for it to be done. More, I'm thankful I was able to do it. I'm grateful for the channel that's going to be able to use it. I'm grateful for the people it's going to benefit, all of that kind of stuff. But I'm ready to move on, especially because I'm excited about doing our own patterns, so forth. So, of course, it only took 3 times today to make it work with everybody, with YouTube doing whatever it was deciding to do. See, I didn't even count the stitches, but I know we're right. You should, on your way back, your final thing, you should count and make sure you've got your stitches, but I can tell they're pretty accurate. You should go back and count them, but I didn't. I didn't do that. Didn't have my hot chocolate. I never did have my hot chocolate last night. So didn't have that kind of motivated to finish more. So we got 1, 2, 3. Yay, guys, we're done. Except for the border. That's the only one I have to do on this. Is the border. So this is what I'm going to do. If I'm a good girl. Right? And I can go record some stuff, right? Get some stuff recorded, check, go have my hot chocolate and stuff. Then I'm going to allow myself to finish the border tonight, and I'll be officially done, except for kind of, you can see there's those struggly things I have to get tied in, but I'd like to be like officially done, except for those little things. I can finish them in the morning blanket. But we are done with the blanket. And I will certainly, when I get it laid out, I will take a picture. I will put it up on the community tab. I will tag the channel in which it's going to. But I'm excited. We are done. It turned out really pretty. You all can't see because it's just way too big. The full, the full of how it looks, but it came out so pretty. I was so glad. I think I had everything to do this blanket except for 2 skeins of this color. I needed to get those. That was everything. The rest of it, I had all of the yarn for another project that didn't work out that I was able to do for this. So I'm really glad, and I'm just going to use this linen color, which is one of my favorite. I love this color from Hobby Lobby. Linen color around for the border. And what I do for the border is I will start, where's it, on this side, because this is the side I start. So what I will do is I will start going down this side of the blanket, okay? I will start going down this side of the blanket, and the only thing I do, because you really technically have to do any kind of border for these blankets. But what I do for these, I make a very simple border. And all it is that unless I'm going to use a different color, but because I think that adding this color to the border would be a distraction, I want to keep the same color, which is this ivory color. All I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the same thing, and I will put 2, because this is the stitch going into this, but this makes the corner stitch, right? And then what I do for the border on these blankets, you don't have to do it because it already kind of has its own little border, is I do 2 in the corner, I chain 1, and then I do my best and I lay these out flat to make sure that I haven't like made them a little wonky, if that makes any sense. But that's where the stitch is, and I kind of I eyeball it, and I figure, well, this is 1 stitch. It's hard to do it on the side, but this is kind of 1 stitch here. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's kind of 1 stitch right here, and then I go to the next one. So you kind of go down to the next hole, and or no, wherever you think, like you like that's too, that would be too far. You can see what it's doing. It's pulling it. It's pulling it. It's not going to make it accurate. So I know that the next stitch I need to do is kind of right in that little hole right there. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go down another. So you kind of, you have to eyeball on the side, and that's all I do is a chain one, and I just kind of eyeball the best I can, and it goes by pretty quickly. I have done different kind of borders on these, and I've left them without the border, and I like it much better with adding this, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. And I'm just going to go down. It goes very quickly, especially the amount of blankets I've done. I can pretty much eyeball it pretty easily. The easiest one to do, actually, when I get down to the bottom, that I have to pay more attention to, but I just skip one. Easiest one to do. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a minute. Okay. Is actually when I go all the way around. The easiest one to do is when I get up to this, because it's really clear where your stitches are. So I do a single crochet, chain one, skip, single crochet, in and out. So you can see, okay, just so people can see, this is the side. So this has no border. You don't have to do borders on these blankets, right? This is no border. You could leave it just like that. But I just think adding that little bit on the end just gives it just a finish to it. I like it. And it's just a really simple finish. I just think it adds like a finishing touch to it, to add that little strip of adding the single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one. I have tried different borders on here, and I fussed around with a couple, and this is the one I designed myself, and it's the one out of all of them that I like the best, and I think it just gives it a really nice finish to the end. You could do it without, because it kind of has its own thing and its own border, but I also find out that by doing that little bit of border on the end of it, it just flattens it out in a way that doesn't happen when you don't have to do a border. I think it needs it. That's my personal view on it. So now that I've gotten the blanket done, I'm going to go around and I'm going to put that little simple border on. And then what I do when I get done with each one of these blankets is I lay it flat before I wash it. Everything gets washed before it goes out to anybody or given to anybody. But I lay it flat. I take a picture of it so I have a record of every time that I do a blanket. I have a record for it. Hi, Anthony. Long time no see. I have a record for it, um, so that I know what I've done. Happy Thanksgiving right back at you. That I know what I've done for each blanket, but I will go around and add that blanket. So I lay it flat, I take a picture of it, and I make sure that I haven't, because it's really easy when you do the side of the blanket, right? To When you've done the side of the blanket, to really um, mess yourself up. Oh, thank you for coming a member, Anthony. Thank you very much. We're only like 25 away from 2K. We're so close. Oh, it's so frustrating. You can put or you can put exclamation point fish because you're a mod. You've got that ability. Um, it's really easy to add too many stitches along this row because it's not a very easy way like it is up here to determine where your stitches are. So it's really, really easy to do that. And then when you lay it out, you can tell if you've kind of gotten yourself in a position where you're, oh, I've added too many stitches, and then the blanket's not going to lay flat. So I always lay these out. I make sure that whatever I have done, I haven't added too many stitches. I don't need to go back and redo it. But I've gotten so good at it now, I don't need to do it. But I was first starting with putting the border on. I had to do it a couple times. But like I said, this part here is without adding a border. You don't have to. This top, I've already started with the border on the side. There's just a finish to it, I personally think, with adding just that little simple border. It just adds something to it. So that is the only thing, and then we will be done with this blanket. And this is the channel that we are doing it for. They help people go on cruises that otherwise would not be able to go on cruises. So the hardest, the the one I really have to watch out for is on the bottom, because it's hard to determine sometimes the bottom part of it. But I may get off here and do it. So I have to really, like, when I do the bottom, it's just, let me see. Oh, these get so wonky after a while. This part down here, it's not clear, and sometimes when you look at you have to really say, well, am I doing it in this, am I doing the single crochet and then chain one and skipping one and then going into the next one, or am I putting two together? And that's the part and the sides that I have to really watch. So that bottom part becomes difficult. But anyway, it's done. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so ready for it to be done. I'm so ready. I am so ready. So ready for it to be done. Hold on a second. Oh, it's not going to do it. Of course, it's locked. Hold on a second. Okay. There we go, right? All right. So we're done with the Lighthouse blanket. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I am so ready for it to be done. I was so ready for it to be done. So thank goodness it's done. This looks weird. I'm looking at myself like on the big TV over there, and then I've got myself on the computer. It's like I'm looking at myself and whatever it is. So we are done, done with the Lighthouse blanket. I'm so glad. Um, I'm going to get off here. I'm gonna go. I have been on here a lot longer than I thought I was, but YouTube decided that it just wanted to poof, and I was disappeared. I don't know why. But it did it a couple times today. It just kind of like I was on. So if you see part 1, part 2, part 3, you'll understand that it wasn't me. It was YouTube that said bye, and it just kind of I don't know what it was doing today. It was kind of like, okay, whatever, but we kept trying, right? So if anybody can help us get to 2K, it'd be awesome. We're, like I said, we're only 25 away from 2K. That's it. That's all. We got it, guys. We want to get there by the end of the year, and then I can go crochet in the snow, and I have other projects I can go crochet in the snow with. I guarantee you. I'm ready to get there. I am so ready to get there. Hi, Brenda. We are done. We finished the blanket, the Lighthouse blanket. It is so big I can't. We finished it. Except for the border, we finished it. Have a good day, Anthony. We finished it. It's done. Took 3 times, but we were finished. Except for the border. We're done. So I was like, I knew what I needed to do today, but when I see, here's me. I was like, I'm only going to crochet for 2 hours today. That was it. All I was going to do. Yes, that's all I'm going to do is crochet for 2 hours. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I am so close to being done. Let me go on and I'll crochet for a little bit of time, right? And I was like, before I know it, I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be 6:30, something like that. I'm like, nope, not happening. Let me crochet and get it done because I was just like, I can't focus on anything else because I wanted to get it done. So, what time is it? And at least I feel better. I feel like I have some more energy today because I didn't have much energy. So we play Christmas songs. It's almost 7 o'clock. I had no idea it was going to. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. So I'm going to get off here because I've been on this whole thing. It was worth it because then I got it done and I had great company while I was getting it done. That's the whole point of it, right? So now we can start working on the patterns we're designing, which I'm really thrilled about. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go because we're out of tea. We're out of hot tea. So I'm going to go actually have some hot chocolate and take a little bit of a break. And then I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit. And then I'm going to start recording stuff on the computer. I've got to check some and make sure I've got the intros for the Bible verses done and make sure I've got them saved because I will lose what I have tonight at midnight because I did like the free thing through Canva. But my plan is to go get a cup of hot chocolate, check the Bible verses, the fronts of the Bible verses, get on the computer, put the stuff in Canva, and record at least a couple days worth of devotions so that I can edit them and get them up. I'm hoping to get B and C up tomorrow. We're going by alphabet. D and E up Saturday and F and G up on Sunday. And then we should be all caught up because 2 and 3 is B and C. D and E is 4 and 5. And then F and G is 6 and 7. And then we'll be caught up. And then I will do um, some more recordings and we'll get back to channel shout outs and all that good stuff next week. But that's my focus. I got to get the calendar done for Christina too, because she'll be upset if it's not under the tree. So thank you all for joining me tonight for the finish of the Lighthouse blanket. I will post pictures once I lay it out and get the border done. And then we can move on to the next project, right? And do some more connect and grow and all that kind of stuff. We are going to start something next year where we're just going to do like a 15-20 minute check-in, maybe about 9 o'clock, and just see how everybody's doing and encourage them a little bit. Just do something every day for about 20 minutes. And if it takes longer, that's fine. We just want to make sure you all are connected and encouraged and let you know how much your community really loves you here at Blessed to Crochet. So with that, with that being said, remember to be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. And we have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And we'll see you for day 5 of Everyday Lives in December. And I will start scheduling them, I promise, this weekend so you guys know when we're going to be live through the month of December. Alrighty. And if anybody wants to come on, please let me know. I'd be glad to have some company while I crochet. Just reach out to me. I'd be glad to have you and we can do some connecting and so forth. Please let me know. I would be glad to do that. That'd be so much fun. It was fun kind of to come up with some songs tonight as we kind of seen what Suna was going to do with Christmas songs. So I love you all. Going to go get my cup of hot chocolate and I'll see you on the next one. See you tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody. Thanks so much.